Okay, there's just a few things I want to say about the murder of Lyra McKee, the journalist who was killed in Derry a few days ago. Um, I actually called into LBC radio that night, and what I said during my call in was that this could have a turn. I forget the guy that I was calling into, incidentally. It's like this is a very spontaneous video, so anyway, what I said was this could be a turning point in the same way that the Oma bomb was a turning point against the so-called real IRA. Hopefully, this will be a turning point against the so-called new IRA, although, of course, they call themselves the IRA. That's like, um, chalk and cheese. It's same difference, really, fundamentally, when you get down to it. Terrorism is terrorism. But there's just a lot of notable things to think about. Firstly, her funeral service in Belfast was attended by both sides. DUP and Sinn Féin next to each other, Theresa May next to the Irish Taoiseach and Irish President. So this has been a galvanising moment in a sense, and it's awful for her family and friends that has taken the senseless murder of a young woman to possibly bring this. But I've heard people saying that paradoxically her death may have saved Northern Ireland in the sense that she was killed by the new IRA. She was a Catholic. Um, or from a Catholic background. I understand she got last rites, but it's it's something that has so revolted the community that, and it's got international attention. It's been covered on France 24. Bill Clinton's spoken out on it. So I really think and hope that this can be a turning point. But there's other issues at stake here. When I see teenagers rioting who weren't even born at the time of the Good Friday Agreement, I just find it very depressing. And it's just this mindless hooliganism, day in and day out. It just seems to never end. I left Northern Ireland 19 years ago, spent the first 14 years of my life there. I will always be a Northern Irishman, British, European, and Northern Irish, but I'm very proud of Belfast. I'm very proud of the things it's achieved. I'm proud of, the fact it's overcome a lot of adversity to be a great, vibrant city. But I also have to be honest, I do not miss that petty sectarianism. I do not miss the tribal mindset that a small but vocal minority of people in Northern Ireland have. Now, just to be clear here, for any international viewers, it is true that most people in Northern Ireland have moved on, and most people, the rioters don't represent most people. Nevertheless, we can't deny that there is a problem, and they're there. Um, it's just, this is 2019, 21 years after the Good Friday Agreement, and we're still seeing nationalist Jews throwing Molotov cocktails at the police service of Northern Ireland. We're still seeing loyalist Jews, commemorating a battle that happened 300 and, what is it now, 329 years ago. And that would be fine, but, why do it in nationalist areas? There's just a lot of things about Northern Ireland that I think I really feel despair, that I feel, are we still at this state? Is Northern Ireland still at that state? And it's just, I mean, it's all very well politicians coming together, and that's good. I welcome it, from the different sides, from the DUP, from Sinn Féin, and so on. But there is clearly something going on in Derry and elsewhere with this mindless hooliganism, this just wanton criminality. I mean, let's be very clear, this new IRA are nothing but callous terrorist scumbags. And it has to be put that bluntly because that is what they are. That is what most people see them as. So the apology, I think people find it offensive because the implication is, oh, we'll be more careful next time. We'll only target Protestants or the police, as if that's okay. They're just exposing themselves as callous terrorist killers. The mainstream IRA realised that 30 years of bombs and bullets didn't get them what they wanted, a united Ireland. It didn't work. It failed. And until they recognise that that method doesn't work, they will continue to fail. I mean, I really don't even want to get into the realm of what goes on in their tiny little minds. I've got nothing but utter contempt and disgust for them. I almost feel sorry for them, almost, if they weren't, callous killers. Because I don't want to feel sorry for people who are causing misery to others. Um, but this could be a turning point, and it's tragic that it's taken a murder to do that. But the point is, the majority of Northern Irish society does reject this, but there's still an underbelly there. There is, and it isn't anything like the height of the Troubles, but it's there, and I just, I look at it and I think it definitely damages Northern Ireland's international image, without a doubt. I remember the first time I went to China in 2013, there was a riot going on in, don't know if it was Derry or Belfast, but ironically at the time, this was the time of power sharing. They were trying to get, trade from China into Northern Ireland, and that's the international image that people will often have of Ulster. Of course, there's much more to it.